Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast, episode 77. Tonight, we are talking about the Wii U and 3DS eShop going down, Metroid Prime 4, ? And our top Star Wars games. All of that and more. Greetings out there, fellow Nintendo pals. My name is Andros, and I am one of the Nintendo Pals podcast hosts. I am joined, as I am always joined, by my fellow Nintendo pal and co-host, Micah.
Yep.
And how many times can I say Nintendo pals in one sentence? I think that might be some sort of record.
Sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit. Oh, man. For those new here, the Nintendo Pals Podcast is a weekly show where we talk about games we're playing, news, rumors, and community-submitted questions and topics, and more. Whatever we want to talk about, I guess. We are on episode 78, Micah. Can you believe how far we have come?
A lot of episodes.
It is a lot of episodes. We're coming up on episode 100. So we got to start thinking what we are going to do for that. But while we're thinking about that, first, Micah, how the heck are you doing?
Doing pretty good.
I am doing pretty good as well. We're recording this episode a day later than normal. Why? Well, I took a trip with my family. We went to Disney World. It's a bit of a drive from where I'm at. And so drove down there, and last day at the park on the way home, my car started beeping and making crazy noises. The engine had overheated and was so something was wrong. So we had to take it into a mechanic, and then got kind of a run around on when it would be done. They were like, "Yeah, it'll be done today." And then we showed up when it was supposed to be done, and they were like, "Actually, no, it will be
done.
It will be done around this time tomorrow." And then we called them that time. They're like, "Actually, it will be done later this afternoon." And third time's a charm. We finally got our car back and were able to get home. So yeah, I was bummed. I missed out on podcasting with you yesterday, but now we get to talk about somewhat about some playtests that I did. Did you do the playtest?
Yeah, that some of us definitely didn't forget about.
Yeah. It's not like they gave a whole bunch of sessions and you could have played several times.
There were like maybe 3. One of them doesn't count.
Why not?
Because it's 3 in the morning.
You're up that. Don't lie to me.
I was awake. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I was awake for that.
You were awake. Oh, man. But anyways, we're talking about Nintendo Switch Sports online playtest, which is going on this weekend. And, I'll talk about that and what I've been playing.
Yeah,
so,
you don't get arrested for talking about it.
That's my fun car story. But, Micah, let me tell you, Disney World was a blast. Had a great time. We went there for my son's birthday, and he said it was like the best birthday ever. So I think we did a pretty good job.
Nice.
He is just now getting tall enough to do some of the more intense rides, like Space Mountain, which I did Space Mountain for the first time in a long while. It's been a while, just because I don't ever really want to stand in line for it. That was always a long line. And I rode at the very front. And riding at the front is terrifying, because there is no one ahead of you, and it is just black and dark. Because for those that don't know, Space Mountain is an indoor roller coaster, and it is just pitch black in there, and they have lights projecting everywhere with stars, so it's like you're flying through space. And I think the scary part for me is all of the...
If someone tied piano wire in front, you would never know.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not the scary part for me. The scary part for me is that the roller coaster itself is actually pretty tightly built in there. So you just are seeing things fly by in the
They're relatively
darkness, and
close.
they're relatively close. Like close enough that I'm concerned to put my hands up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I
It's-
never put my hands up.
and so like, and it's dark, and it's in your peripheral that you see these going by, and that is what invokes the fear in me, not the fact that it is dark. I think it's like I just gonna get beamed in the head by some piece of metal off to the side here. But they've got some really cool stuff there. We went to Animal Kingdom has a section for Pandora, like Avatar,
Avatar.
and they've got such cool rides there. Like they only have two, but the both of them are really cool. And this was the first time my son was tall enough to go on the Flight of Passage, where you put on these like 3D goggles and you actually ride on a banshee, and you can like feel the banshee breathing underneath you. Oh, it's
They
wild.
go all out.
Yeah, it's
Sounds like, yeah,
it's really cool.
I've heard good things about the Pandora area.
Yeah, yeah. Next time you come up and visit, we'll have to like sneak down there and see if we can bring you
Yeah,
you to one of those
maybe not
parks.
sneak. Maybe legally go there.
No, but
Well,
yeah, we'll sneak in. We'll just sneak in. Oh, it's a good time. Yeah, so I've had a pretty exciting week. I missed out on a lot of like, it was even though we only went for a couple days, it was basically like all week, including like the travel down and the exciting car adventure. Luckily, we were staying with family, because like if we were staying at a hotel, that would have been horrible. We would have had to like book another night, and booking day of is like super expensive usually.
Yeah, I had a car story like that. It was like forever ago though. On a family vacation, we're driving down to Lake Tahoe. So it was a pretty good distance, and our car just like died halfway,
Yeah.
and we chilled at the mechanics for a long time. I can't remember if we had to stay the night at a hotel and continue the next day. But that's probably what we ended up having to do. I remember we had to chill at the mechanics while my parents left to do something for a few hours.
Mechanics. I feel like we may have taken it to like the wrong mechanic, just because it took so long. They were incredibly busy, and
Oh yeah.
it was just like, but you don't know because we're out of town. It's not like you can go to your usual mechanic.
Your trusted mechanic.
Yeah. Not that we have that. They hardly take the cars in for those kinds of for repairs.
But
Thankfully.
you do know to change the oil now, right?
Yep. Yeah. We've told that story on the podcast before, how oil leak eventually caused my engine to explode as a teenager. You know what? It's a long time ago.
Sad days.
A long time ago, I learned my lesson. My cars are topped on the oil. Although the oil was low in the car, which doesn't make sense because we just got the oil change. So
We don't have another week.
Hopefully this is the end of problems for a while. We'll keep an eye on things. But yeah, exciting, and it was an adventure, as some might say. The optimists might say it was an adventure. But at least didn't affect our trip to the parks, which is good.
Yeah, it'd been a bummer if, like, right as you started driving down to Disney World, your car cuts out and then you just like can't go.
Yeah, I think we would have like Ubered in and then just had our car taken somewhere to be repaired while we're at the parks.
Oh yeah.
You know, now I'm getting on car stories here, but we last year went to Disney with my brother-in-law, and his car broke down as we were waiting to get into the parking lot. I don't remember exactly what was wrong, but like Disney staff was like there, and they have their own mechanic on
mechanic,
site. Yeah, like a shop. And it was actually relatively cheap for him to get his car repaired there, and it was taken care of.
With how many cars come in, that's probably a pretty good idea.
Yeah, so, for real. And so it was all taken care of. But yeah. Ninfredo asks, did the sailboat light come on? lots of lights came on the dashboard, and it was like, oh geez, what is happening? I've never seen these lights before. I don't even know. It was so yeah. It was exciting.
I just choose not to look at those lights just in
Yeah.
case one comes on.
That's a smart move. Not really. Don't do that, people. So Micah, this I don't really have a good transition out of this, but you know, my vacation may not have been my experience with the mechanic might not have been 5 stars, but you know what is 5 stars? The Nintendo Pals podcast. And we got a new anonymous review on Apple Podcasts. So
Isn't it technically not 5 stars though? Or is that just on Spotify or
that's
something?
just on Spotify. Actually,
okay.
on Apple, where a lot of things pull from, we're a perfect 5-star review still. So thank you to everybody who's left us a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts, and thank you to this new anonymous reviewer. We can't shout you out specifically, but it means someone actually listened to what you said last week, where it was like, if you don't want to shout out, you know, just leave a thing anonymously. That someone specifically did that, like that week. So thank you. I don't know who you are, but thank you for listening.
And don't worry, we won't try and find you.
We're still trying to cruise up to that like 40 reviews. We're really close. We're at 34. So just 6 more Apple Podcast reviews, and we'll get up to that nice even 40. You know, you like to see those nice round numbers. So help us hit that goal. You know, we
I
have
actually like to see odd numbers on my stereo volume in my car.
Oh, really?
I feel like I'm the only person. Seems like everyone I've ever driven with is like, it's got to be one of those even numbers.
Yeah. Why? Just on your car stereo? Like what?
Oh yeah, I like 11 or 13 is where I usually have my volume at, but never 12.
What? Oh, really? I always go for the evens, and then I like the perfect zeros if I can. But I mean, on volume, I just go for what sounds the best. So I don't know. You never go for 12 because you're like, no, I don't like that.
Never for 12.
I don't like
11
that
or 13
even number. Okay, well, you can help us get that odd number 5 stars. 5 is an odd number, and we like that odd number. So if you're listening to this podcast and you have not yet left us a 5-star review, you can do that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, and Podchaser. Links to all that are in the description. So thank you so much for everybody who does do that and has helped us out. Because, Micah, guess what? For a brief moment this week, a brief window of time, we were in the top 4 podcasts on search results on Google, which means that when you Google search Nintendo podcast, we showed up. Boom, right at the top. You didn't have to click.
We're there.
You didn't have to click see more. We were there in the top.
Because let's be honest, who actually does that?
I know. Yeah, that's what I was like. I have this fear. Like we've been working so hard on search engine optimization on the back end. I don't know if you noticed that. I apologize, listeners, for the titles of these things being just a garbage amount of words. I fill it up as much as possible because that is what Google pulls from for showing the search results. I try to, but they literally are what we're talking about. So it's not like a misleading title. It's just really long. But
I think that's acceptable. It's just a lot of information.
Yeah.
So you know what you're getting into.
Yeah. But we've been working hard on search engine optimization behind the scenes with the descriptions, titles, images, like a whole bunch of kind of technically stuff behind the scenes. But those 5-star reviews seem to be pushing it even further up. So thank you to everybody who does that. Yeah, like I said, we have like a huge percentage of our listeners listen on Apple Podcasts, and there's a lot of people that haven't left us a review yet. So yeah, go do it. It's awesome. All right, hammered that enough. I apologize. I always feel bad like hammering those reviews in. But last little bit of housekeeping here. We are going for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 1,000 followers on Twitch. And I think maybe now is a good time. We can sort of transition here, but we just did a follow-thon on...
Or follow-a-thon.
Or follow-a-thon, depending on how you want.
I think we need a poll to ask people.
That's a good
which they
idea.
prefer.
Put it out on Twitter or something. But whatever you want to call it, a marathon for follows on Twitch last Saturday, and holy moly, was it awesome! So I'll be honest. I'll be honest with everybody listening and everybody who's watching part of the live show or watching the video version of this. Maya and I set that up. We were like trying to decide, okay, so how much should follows add to the timer? And I said like maybe like 5 minutes, and Mike is like, yeah, this is gonna be a pretty short stream. I was kind of thinking we'd maybe go 2 hours or 3 hours. We went 16 hours, people. 16 hours, because the absolutely amazing community banded together to keep the stream alive from near death over and over again. It was down below 10 minutes, and boom, an hour was added thanks to follows and new subscribers. We weren't doing it to like try and boost our subscription count, but that was where the success came. We went from, I think, 12 subscribers to 47 subscribers on Twitch. So absolute huge thanks to to everybody who came in and helped us make that a smashing success of an event. We had a blast doing it, and we cruised past 200 follows on Twitch. So I think we're at like 232, 233 now. So help us keep on growing, because I mean, it was a New Year's resolution goal of ours to hit 1,000 followers somewhere, and it's definitely looking like Twitch and YouTube are the spots that will happen. So thank you to everybody who's done that. It's so fun. That was an absolute blast. We played so many games. I think our What You Playing segment is going to be stacked.
Just everything from that. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like what might have actually been the best moment for me was when we finally beat, not even like beat really, but we finally managed to get past the haunted level in I can't remember what it's called in a Mario
Boardwalk in Mario Kart 64. Oh, that was brutal.
I rarely felt such achievements in my life.
Well, Mike, I think this is a good transition. So let's head out of the housekeeping and intro stuff and head into the first segment of our show, which is What You Playing. All righty, Micah. What have we been playing? What did we play during the stream? There was a lot.
There's too much. We managed to beat Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that already. Yeah.
Plural or not.
What? That was it was a pretty good ending. It was a little abrupt. And then it was like, and there you go. You're done. I mean, but the actual gameplay leading up to the end with the final boss battle was really good. The boss gauntlet.
Yeah, I feel like the boss gauntlet was way more difficult than the final boss, which they had a nice little save point right before the final boss. It was nice.
Yeah. And that was kind of a twist boss, because you're like, oh, okay, now we're gonna fight the final, and then he just like
gets beaten up again.
Gets beaten up, and then you go to the very end. Yeah, it's like that happens. That happens a couple times where it's like you think you're gonna fight this guy
once,
and then
the
like,
next 2 times you don't.
Yeah. No, that was a different guy. You're talking about the guy in the hat. Guy? Yeah. The guy in the hat.
Oh man, so you just never fight that guy?
No, you never fight that guy. The guy with the helmet and the jewels. Yeah, the like big boss of the evil organization. Never fight him. He just
that's hilarious.
Died right before the final boss. I'm looking here. I did post out. We did beat Mario Bros. We did a race of Mario Bros. World 1 of Lost Levels as well, and got to the first Bowser fight in Mario 64. We had the most insane game of Yahtzee I think I've ever played.
Oh yeah, I forgot to check to see what my record was. But I'm pretty sure that beat it, whatever it was before.
We both got yacht, which is pretty crazy. Which is
what I think mine was the first turn too.
Yeah. And then
That's how you know
and
you're off
then
to a good start.
and then I got like the most insane luck to roll like 3 5s on my last
Yeah, on
roll
your last
to
roll.
get the Yahtzee. It was like, and I still lost, even with like my insane luck, because you were having just as insane luck. What a game! We need to. I do need to pull that off the archive so we have that saved, because for sure, just that. I just want that saved. We also beat Mario Kart 64, the Grand Prix for 150cc, and for I think we did the Mushroom Cup and the Special Cup, but we
Yeah, we
rolled
beat the
credits.
Mushroom Cup, but we were, I think, third in. We barely made it to the podium.
Then we did speedruns of Human Fall Flat. We speedran Metroid Dread's Dread Mode.
Oh yeah,
You crushed
a
me
lot
at
of
that
fun.
one, man.
Well, you just need to practice some more and do that.
Actually, you need to
Beat it on
unlock it.
hard, and then you can stream it on Dread.
Yeah, yeah. It was pretty brutal. And
Well, I did
then
have a slight advantage because I didn't have to manually reset. It just did it for me.
I think I'm really proud of my achievement of hitting 1,000 jumps in Jump Rope Challenge on stream.
Yeah, and I beat some lady in Super Tennis.
Yeah, please continue that sentence. I'm like, no. Yeah,
I don't remember her name. I might have played a man the next time. Actually, I lost. I might have not beat the lady. I might have just
yeah.
beat a man.
I was doing jump rope while you were just playing Smash Tennis. Everybody thought that was really funny because you were just chilling, playing like a sports game. We were both like doing completely separate activities.
I was just drowning out the sounds of pain and suffering that were coming through.
It was truly pain and suffering. Man, we did so many games. We also did just a ton of Clubhouse 51 games, playing games
We
together.
played Spelunky.
Yes, we also played Spelunky.
We did relatively good with the eggplant child. I don't even. We didn't even get to the eggplant child. We had the eggplant, but I don't even remember how we lost.
Yeah, but we have a foolproof plan next time that happens because you need all that crazy luck. But like use the clone gun on the on the eggplant child, so that you have multiple, so that when he runs and inevitably kills himself because he's the worst. That's a tough challenge. Oh yeah, Nintendo also mentioned we played Smash Bros with the community. That was a ton of fun. We had a really solid group in that as well, where like it felt like everybody was pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, everyone was too good.
there weren't times. There might have been a few matches where it was like a clean sweep, just bad character matchups. But for the most part, everybody held their own. Got to sit in the top spot for a bit. I learned
I'm pretty sure the biggest beatdown was Schlimptor beating me as Marth. Well, I was Marth. He was Mewtwo. I'm pretty sure I got him like 38%.
Yeah,
on one life.
Schlimptor's Mewtwo's quite scary. He has changed our perspective on Mewtwo as a playable character. And you know what? I believe it was Ninfrendo was using Pyromithra.
Oh yeah, that was pretty brutal too.
So broken. Pyromithra's too good.
I had no idea what was happening, and I was getting hit from so far away because I thought I was safe, but the range is so good.
Oh man, what a good time! A fantastic stream event again. Thanks to everybody who participated in that. I do want to give a huge shout out to both All In Podcasts who rated us late in the stream, but also from Cosmic who rated us with probably the biggest raid we've ever gotten. Cosmic's awesome, so definitely go check out his stuff. He was on the show a few episodes ago, and we had a blast talking with him about how he got into speedrunning and stuff. So yeah, check that out. Check out his stuff. It was that was super cool. And it was probably one of the most successful streams in general that we've had, just with our average viewership. Definitely the raid helped with that, but like just even before that, we were averaging way higher than normal. So so exciting. And you know, it was going long, and people, I was talking to people about it after, and they're like, man, were you like tired? I didn't feel tired. I felt like, you know, I could do a 24-hour stream. I felt tired the next day. Felt pretty exhausted the next day, but like in the moment, you know, I was just so hyped with all the new follows and things we were getting, and I don't know. We were playing games together, so it wasn't like I was by myself. I don't know. It was easy. It wasn't too bad, I'd say.
Yeah, and I didn't have to stay up that late, so it wasn't very difficult
I
for me.
mean, we went from what time did we start? Your time was it 8?
It was a little after 8. Yeah, it was
8
like
a.m.
8:15 or
your
something.
time to midnight your time. That is a long time. I was not expecting it. We were seriously expecting it to go like 3 hours, and it went 16. Like, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Thank you all so much for everybody who participated in that. Anyway, so besides that, Micah, what have you played this week? What you been playing?
The only other thing I played, I had to take a couple day break from playing games after that. But I pretty much just played Pokemon Legends
Nice.
and a little Rocket League.
Where are you at
I
in
guess.
Legends?
I just unfrenzied the 4th noble Pokemon. Whatever you want to call it.
I just unfriended the 4th Pokemon. I was like, well, where is this going? Unfrenzied the 4th Pokemon. I don't know which one that one is. Let's see.
I don't know if I don't want to spoil it per se.
Is it a new Pokemon?
It has a tree.
Oh, okay. So it's not a new Pokemon, but it is a new form of an old Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm a little over 20 hours.
It's a round Pokemon.
Yes.
Okay. I think I know who we're talking about.
Sure, yeah.
You're very close to the end.
It looks
then.
very similar to a Jigglypuff from above.
It's a Jigglypuff seen from above.
That might be the greatest Pokemon moment.
The next boss was quite shocking to me. So I'm excited for you to hit that one. I mean, and then the boss after that is probably the greatest boss in the game, because it's also the final boss. I think. I don't think there's one in between that. At least to roll credits. I don't know if there's bosses post game.
Oh, some post credit boss stuff.
I'm pretty sure there is.
Pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure there is, but I haven't gotten to it yet. I haven't had a whole lot of time to play Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like I said, so this week's been pretty busy for me, but I did on as part of like the drive to and from my trip, played some Spelunky 2. I've also been working a lot on mastering the different games in Clubhouse 51 Games. And
so you've finally given up on Renegade?
I paused on Renegade, yeah. And I am in the middle of trying to beat Spider Solitaire on the hardest difficulty.
Oh yeah, that one was pretty rough.
It's brutal.
4 different suits.
Yeah, I feel like I have a really good setup, but then I'm like, I'm stuck. What do I do? I can't do anything. And you
like managed to get all your piles looking real neat, and then you still can't play anything.
Yeah,
it's like, why? I feel like they probably make it so that every game is beatable, but sometimes I swear it's not.
I don't know if that's true for Spider Solitaire.
Yeah, because I know a lot of it's actually like most solitaire games nowadays, at least that you play, they're all beatable games, but they might still just be really difficult. But I don't know if this one's just like complete random.
Yeah, hard to say. I don't know. So I was working on that. I did master chess, which was pretty difficult.
Nice.
And
actually, I didn't think chess was as hard as I thought it was going to be. So I've played some like chess on the computer back in the day.
Yeah.
On the hardest mode, and that was much more difficult than this.
I think for me it's time consuming.
Yeah.
And
what I like to do is I sacrifice piece for piece as fast as humanly possible, because the computer is a lot better with more pieces than I am with a lot of pieces.
I do well under pressure, so just give me 2 pieces left at the end against 2 pieces left.
Yeah, once we're both down to like 5 pieces, then I'm feeling pretty good.
I employed similar strategy, actually. We ended up with just like our kings and pawns left.
And you managed to get yours over
I got
to.
my pawn to the backside because my king was defending like no tomorrow. So and then it was I had 2 queens against a king and 3 pawns. It's like you've lost.
You're done. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's practically what happened for me. I think I still had a rook, but I got a pawn over to get a queen,
Yeah.
and then was able to finish him off. But yeah, it was like we had a couple pawns left. I think I had a knight and a rook, and they had essentially the same thing.
And then last thing I do want to hit on that I played last night was a little game called Nintendo Switch Sports. I love man. Okay, so here I'm gonna read this here. This is the official statement from Nintendo. By downloading and participating in the Nintendo Switch Sports online playtest, you agree not to publicly share any details from this online playtest, including on your social media channels.
Joke's on them. I didn't play it, so I can say whatever I want, and it was garbage.
So I'm really not sure
I'm
where
just
the
kidding.
line. I'm really not sure where the line is specifically drawn here. I did not stream it like I wanted to. I did not take any pictures or video footage like I wanted to for coverage. But I think I will share impressions here. But
Bold.
but maybe not do like it says any details. So I won't
No
like
specifics.
I guess.
Like that. Just tell
I
us how
want
it
to
made you
follow the
feel on the
rules.
inside.
I want to follow the rules, but I do not understand why they did this. I really don't, because like why would they not want you to share unless they didn't think it was going to work well? And let me tell you, it was working very well. It was
But it might have just been a just in case their servers couldn't handle it, because it is
yeah,
like a test to see how everything will work out.
I guess, but my impressions of it are fantastic. Like, yeah, Ninfrendo in chat. I don't know if you see that.
So
He's
yeah, I'm really enjoying the secret Metroid Prime 4 demo.
yeah. Oh yeah, my guy. I forgot to tell you about that. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
that secret.
I heard it was like 20 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, it was actually quite meaty, but it's supposedly only like 1% of the game. Yeah. Yeah. No. So I can share details that they have themselves shared. The online playtest only covered 3 sports. That is bowling, tennis, and chambara, which is sword fighting.
Um,
I don't know why it's called chambara. Is that an actual name of the sport somewhere?
I mean, I assume it is.
I just made up a word for it. They're like, yeah, this is a chambara. I'm probably
Or
sounding.
it's a local multiplayer stealth deathmatch game with only 2 colors, allowing players to seamlessly camouflage themselves with the environment. I don't think that's the right.
That's not what I
Chambara.
played. I can share that. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, the online worked great. The games feel great to play. So I've been playing a lot of Wii Sports recently, just because my kids really enjoy it, and it feels just as good as Wii Sports. Does that make sense? Like the physics and the actual motions of swinging and doing the things in the sports feels right where it should be. You know, and I can say that because there were a ton of knockoff bowling games on the Wii. I don't know if you remember that. It was like, oh yeah, everybody make a bowling
Everyone's
game
like,
now.
we can make a sport game, especially bowling.
And nothing felt as good to play as Wii Sports. Like it just didn't work. Like their physics were off, or like the swinging it just didn't feel good to play. But Wii Sports always felt good to bowl with, and this
And like 51 games. That one almost gets it right.
yeah,
Just pins don't roll or like slide sometimes.
yeah, the physics of the whole thing are off. But the physics in this are good. I'd say.
I'll
So,
never forgive that game for I had that split shot and I hit it perfectly to launch the pin over at high speed to hit the other pins, and it touched the ground and just instantly stopped right before them.
Yep. Yep. And so I am glad that we are getting this game coming to Switch. Let me tell you that this playtest has only hyped me even more for the game to come. And hopefully we can finish the podcast tonight in time that I can join the second playtest.
I think we get an hour and 15 minutes, isn't it?
I believe it's.
I thought it was 7:15.
I believe it's at 7.
I
don't remember.
7?
I don't
Not
remember.
a lot of time. I don't remember where it was.
We may miss it. I think it's exactly the same. It's just more gameplay, and yeah, I really liked it. I really enjoy it, and this. I mean, everybody knows I was really hyped for this game already. Like I've done nothing but talk about how I want a Wii Sports sequel, and this gameplay just solidified that they done did it. They done did it. It's a good sequel on a modern system. So yeah, that's my general impressions, general thoughts. I can't wait to actually cover it and actually talk about it, and hopefully the Nintendo ninjas do not come for me for giving impressions.
Much away, yeah. I'm excited to not buy it so that Andros can feel the pain that I have felt for him skipping out on all of these incredible GameCube games. Feel my suffering.
It's hurtful. It's hurtful. That's hurtful.
That, and I have no money. It might be a little bit more the money thing, if I'm being honest with myself.
Well, that's everything I've been playing. Yeah. Can't think of anything else specifically. Oh, I've been playing a lot of Super Mario Party. My son's been really into Super Mario Party. He likes that one more than Superstars. So take that for what you will. Maybe I do think Superstars probably appeals to the older crowd more than.
I want to replay all the classics.
Yeah, and he doesn't not like Superstars. He plays that one as well, but I think Super Mario Party is just a little bit more fun because of the motion control gimmicks. They use a lot more gimmicks in that than Superstars. Like a lot of the HD Rumble. There was like a ton of HD Rumble mini games and a ton of motion control to move your character type games. But yeah, I forget because it's been a long time since I played that, and so like coming back to it, I'm like, man, this is there's a lot more gimmicks used in this than I remember, and that's sort of like part of what Mario Party is. Like they try to do gimmicky things. I mean, remember the one with the microphone, the Wii, definitely.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Definitely,
you have to like tell it to punch left or right.
Yeah, man, good times.
Incredible.
Well, speaking of good times, maybe we should head into the next segment of our show and let's talk some Nintendo news. Alrighty, in today's Nintendo news, we've got a lot actually. There's been a lot going down here. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask comes to Nintendo Switch Online, the N64 library, February 25th. So this week. And Mike and I are very excited for this one. We have not played it before. Neither of us got to Majora's Mask. Yeah, I'll definitely be giving this one a go. I'll probably stream my first playthrough of it.
I'm doubly excited to play it because I've heard it's really good. And if it's not that good and has some of the same kinds of problems as Ocarina of Time, I'll just have 2 Zelda games to bash on now. So
just what we needed.
It's a win-win. Double the opportunity.
Yeah. So we'll have that, and then I assume shortly after that they'll announce what the next one coming will be, and hopefully it will probably be coming at the end of March. Seem to be doing these
about one a month
release. I wish they'd do them a little faster. It feels like it's been a while since Banjo launched. Like I'd be okay with.
We haven't even finished Banjo.
Yeah, but I'd be I'm done. I'm finished with Banjo. not.
Wow, are you trying to say Banjo-Kazooie isn't a very good game?
I'm trying to say that I've had my time with it and I'm done. for now. Uh,
I
but
probably also will finish.
I think every couple weeks, every 2-3 weeks instead of once a month would be a good cadence. I would take once a week, but then I wouldn't finish any of them probably.
Yeah, and then it would only last like 2 months.
Yeah.
And then they'd have released everything.
Majora's Mask is the only one that I've like determined in advance, like I am going to play through that one in its entirety because I need to. As a Nintendo pal, as a true Nintendo fan, a Zelda fan, I need to play that game. You know,
Yeah,
can't miss that one. So definitely hitting that one up. And then next, got a little bit of sad news here. March 2023, which is a year from next month. It will no longer be possible to make digital purchases on the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS family of systems. They're shutting down the eShop. I mean, it's a year out. It's a year out, so we've got time. This
buy everything you can.
The thing is, the virtual console library on both these systems is quite extensive and has a lot of games that are really hard to obtain by other means. Wind Waker might be a good example of that, actually, because I was able to get Wind Waker on the Wii U for $20. And to buy the GameCube version of that, definitely going to cost
amount more.
Definitely going to cost more than $20. And to buy the disc version of that is also pretty pricey. So it's a bit of a bummer that won't be available, but I totally see why. Like, you can't support your old digital stores forever.
Imagine there aren't too many sales nowadays.
I think there will be this next year. They're going to make quite a bit of money off of everybody coming in and going like, well, I got to get this before it's gone. You know, the FOMO.
Yeah, probably see some bump.
But it is a bummer that these games aren't available in a 1-to-1 fashion on the Switch. Like, you can't go buy these for the same price on the Nintendo Switch. Some things I can see why it's just not possible, like the DS games using the dual screen functionality of the Wii U or the 3DS. I get that, I guess. But everything else, like the GameCube, the Wii, the Game Boy Advance, N64, all those retro libraries not being available is a bummer.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're moving towards this model, which is the subscription service, right? With the NSO, and having these available as digital purchases elsewhere kind of contradicts the current strategy they're pushing for. So I get why they're doing it from a business perspective. Don't like it necessarily from a consumer perspective. I like more options. I think if they were available for digital purchase on the Switch, I'd probably go that route versus the Wii U. But given that they are that a lot of games are available on NSO, not as many, but a lot, I probably would not buy those digitally for like $3 or $5 a piece. How much they charge? It'd be interesting.
You're planning on just having the NSO until you die, so
yeah. Well, until they go to the next system, and then 4 years,
change the name.
5 years after the next 5 years after the next system comes out, they close down the Switch's eShop, right?
Yeah.
I hope
that stands for Switch. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
They just have to name all their future consoles with an S.
So you're saying you're hopeful that they just keep the same digital eShop and online for the next system?
Well, I'm just hoping they add more games to it, but the way it's set up now, I think It works well enough.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap, especially in a family plan.
I probably will look through the eShop and go through and if just look at the things that I'm like, these are ones that I really do want to play and try, and give them a purchase on the Wii U. Wii U is a great machine for that, but you only have this year to stock up. I wonder how much it would cost to buy everything,
A lot.
everything on the Virtual Console. That might be that.
More money than you would be willing to spend.
Maybe it's not that expensive, but I think it's
Oh.
going to be pretty pricey. I'm talking Virtual Console, not
Yeah.
like every digital game,
Yeah.
but games that were not available for purchase in physical form.
I imagine there's still quite a few. It looks like there are 311.
Games in the Virtual Console,
Yeah.
and those range
Some
from
of them are like 15. I don't
those range
think
from
in
3 to
Europe above
15.
15.
Yeah, what's the
Average is
cheapest
like
they go?
7. It's like 2,000. 3 might be the cheapest.
$2,000. That's a lot of money. That's crazy. But you could have a Wii U with the entirety of Virtual Console on it. I wonder how valuable that would be. Could you sell that for more than 2,000?
Maybe in 5 years.
Maybe, yeah, or maybe
It's
next
an
year.
investment.
Maybe next year when it's not available. Oh man, but yeah. So there you go. The Wii U and Nintendo 3DS systems. You can also check out. They put up this like memory site. I have not tried that yet, but want to. That will, if you had an online account linked to the Wii U and 3DS shops and games, it will give you like some stats, like your most played game and how many hours you had in that.
My
for
most
those.
played game is Netflix, 800 hours.
On the Wii U.
Yeah, I don't even remember using the Wii U for Netflix, but apparently I did
Like I feel like
before smart TVs
I
and
feel
stuff.
like even though I know you didn't exactly read the notes, that's a great transition to the next news item, because guess what?
How
Crunchyroll
dare you? Yeah, Crunchyroll,
Crunchyroll
the anime service.
is
I
now
know that
available
was in the notes.
on the Switch. There's a Crunchyroll app. Not Netflix, but a streaming service. Sort of works. So yeah. Now we have the power of anime on our side over at
I
Nintendo.
mean, and if anime has taught us anything, we can do whatever we want to if we believe hard enough and have friends.
You just have to believe in the heart of the cards. Or insert whatever item you use to forward your plot. The heart of Pokemon. The heart of cooking. I don't know. I think I'm making it
They
pretty
don't work
obvious
as
here.
well as Heart of the Cards for some reason.
I think I'm making it pretty obvious here that I do not know anime that well. Is there a Yahtzee anime? I'd watch that, I think.
They do have Yu-Gi-Oh! Dice.
No.
That was a thing.
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did they have the heart?
I don't know if it wasn't probably called Yu-Gi-Oh! Dice, but
did they reference the
dice
heart of the
rolling.
dice? They're like, the heart of the dice. I
I wish I remembered more about it.
say that every time we play Yacht Dice. I don't know why. It's my Yahtzee catchphrase.
So to look up, yeah, they have weird sides. I feel like I've actually played a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dice game at some point in my life. Friend must have had it.
So there you go. Check out Crunchyroll. Not just the food, but the app on Nintendo Switch.
And everyone knows the best roll is a crunchy one.
That's true. Okay, I think they're talking about like sushi rolls, right? Like a good crunchy sushi roll. Oh, I love some sushi right now, man. That sounds good. I'm getting distracted here. So next news item. Universal has begun pouring foundation for Nintendo Land in Orlando, Florida. So work is finally underway on the new theme park. Aerial shots
should be done, what, 5 years?
Yeah, aerial shots were taken above, so you can kind of see the layout of the map. You can see there's going to be a Donkey Kong roller coaster, and they have like a lot of the parts and pieces for the Yoshi ride that were delivered shortly after the Yoshi after the park opened in Japan. So I'm assuming they produced those at about the same time and then put those out. So there you.
But no updated. I can't remember. Do they have a release
I want
window they're aiming for?
I want to say it was 2025.
Yeah,
But
that sounds about right. But I couldn't remember if that was already delayed or if it was still being delayed from COVID.
yeah, maybe we can look that up while we head over to the next segment of our show. And let's jump into that, which is the rumor mill.
It's a juicy one.
Oh, it is a juicy one. Oh, man, this is about as rumory as rumors get. Retro Studios updated their Twitter banner. Whoa! Go crazy!
Oh, yeah. Wow. And it is actually a picture of Samus.
It is actually. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I should have actually looked this up.
Have you not seen it?
I have seen it, but I didn't actually go to Retro Studios page themselves. And would you look at that? It's definitely Samus.
Or it's SAX Samus, or I forgot what they're called.
In a tunnel?
Yeah. Is that even a tunnel, or is that her mind's eye?
Or is it is that a ship in the background?
Or are they inside Jabu Jabu? Because that kind of looks like a spine in the background.
Yeah, you're right. Right. Maybe I should have
But it does have some lights.
Maybe I should have put the picture up on on the on the video version of the
people can see.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. It's nice and zoomed in there. That is not what I meant to do. I completely broke this just now, Micah. Whoa, what is happening?
The question is this even like a new Samus model, or is this just like some random asset from Smash Bros. They just took out and put in?
Good question. It's like this is nothing. this is
but
the most.
We finally
nothing.
got it. Our first Metroid Prime 4 update in over 3 years.
Yeah, let's celebrate.
This is surely enough to tide us over another 3 years.
let's hope this holds up for a good chunk of time for everybody that is anxiously awaiting Metroid Prime 4. I love how they did this, and then it literally the internet did explode with excitement. You know, Metroid Prime 4 fans, as Micah is well aware, are absolutely thirsty. They're in a desert, an absolute desert, and so this is it's more like a mirage of water than
it's like I saw a single cloud and thought a single cloud the size of a football in the sky. I was like, maybe.
Oh man, it's pretty great. So I think it's good artwork. It's just they just randomly did that. Don't do that. Vague. Don't do that, Retro.
They had to know. They had to know.
they had to know that what would happen. And of course, all these places picked up on it. They're like, does this mean we're gonna get some news on it? Maybe we'll get some news at E3 time finally. It's about time. They need to show something. What have they been doing? What has been happening for the last 3
over 3 years since they told us they restarted?
Well,
who knows if they had restarted before they even told us?
It's also been 10 years since Retro released anything. What happened? What's happening over there, Retro? Come on. So, yeah, that's all we really have to talk about in the rumor mill. I just wanted to bring it up because, Mike is excited for Metroid Prime 4. I'm excited as well, but not as excited. I don't even want to try and steal Micah's thunder here because that's his game, That's his Nintendo Switch Sports.
Don't you dare even compare those.
Don't you dare even compare them. Oh,
it looks back to the Super Nintendo world. As of March 2021, it was saying their plan is to open in 2025.
3
But I feel
years.
like that's kind of when things were getting terrible. So who knows?
Yeah. Hopefully we hear more soon, because I'm really looking forward to that. I'll definitely be trying to hit the opening of that. I just want to I want to see all the merch and I'm not even like particularly care to do the rides, but I do want to do the rides.
Yeah. They so far from what I've seen, they seem to be relatively low key rides.
Yeah, yeah, which is a bummer. It feels like they could do so much more, but
But I mean, they're kind of aiming towards a younger audience
yeah,
in some ways. So it doesn't really surprise me that they wouldn't have many more exciting
high
rides.
intensity rides. I feel like Nintendo has the IP that they could have opened up their own amusement park. We've talked about it before on the podcast. It's like a way old episode. Like, what if Nintendo had their own podcast? What if Nintendo had? They do have their own podcast. What if Nintendo had their own amusement park instead of partnering with Universal? Yeah, it's interesting because we had my sister on for that episode. She works at Disney World, and it's interesting talking to her about like the experience and like how it just takes so long to make new rides and costs so much money, and like even Disney is going extremely slow with it. They've been working on a new Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster for what feels like
700
4 or
years.
5 years. And
Does anyone even care about Guardians of the Galaxy anymore?
they do. Yes, people do. Because I mean, they're gonna make a new one. There's Volume 3 coming out sometime next year, I
At
think. I
some
don't know.
point in the future.
Here's the and here's the thing. It's like with a lot of stuff, not just amusement parks, but you're talking games, you're talking movies. It seems like everything takes so much longer to produce than I would think. Now, having worked behind the scenes on we've worked on our own video game projects. It's a lot of work, It's a ton of work, but it just seems like with the further we get technologically, that time should be shorter, but somehow it's
Getting
longer.
long.
It's getting longer. Yeah.
So we're finding new ways to optimize different things.
New ways to
And of
break
course,
things is what you're
learning
saying.
learning to optimize things in the best way is difficult because you're essentially learning how to do things differently all the time.
Yeah, and we have this like problem, especially in the video game space, where we like want things to come out sooner, and yet for a lot of these yearly release games, everybody kind of rags on them for being low quality. Pokemon is an example that comes to mind. Call of Duty is another example that comes to mind, where it's like they do a yearly release of Call of Duty. People just are like, it's another Call of Duty. I mean, they sell, but both Call of Duty and Pokemon sell like crazy.
Super well, yeah.
But they're not Zelda in quality. They're not the next 3D Mario in gameplay, groundbreaking quality stuff, but they sell crazy well. So maybe that is the strategy, just to pump stuff out, even if people get burnt out on it, because you're just making so much money. Ninfrendo says FIFA. Oh yeah, all the sports titles. They'll sell so much, and they're like all the time.
They're the same. They're the same.
This is the
Literally
same game.
the same.
So
I can't tell the difference between like any year of sports games I've ever played.
yeah,
Except NFL Blitz.
Yeah, but
That one's pretty different than other football games I've
that one
played.
didn't have like any besides. Did they have anything besides 2000? Did they have?
I think that at 2001
Oh,
next year or something, or
and then they're
2000
like,
something.
we're done. We're done at that. You've had enough. Now go over to Madden for your football needs. Yeah. So I think it's an interesting conversation, interesting topic, but it's like, this is Disney. I feel like they should be pumping out rides a lot faster, and they have the space, they have the money, and the fan base that comes and does the stuff. So I don't know. I don't know
But
why
why
you wouldn't
bother pumping out a bunch of new rides if you're already full all the time?
making killing with what you have. Therein lies the problem. Therein lies the problem with
Mario Kart 9 all over again.
it is. It is. It's anytime like okay, so anytime you get like the corporate involved and it becomes money focused, you start to lose that. It's funny because like I think of things like I'm trying to equate it back to Nintendo here, but you think of things like what people want is Mario Kart 9, and they're like, oh, we'll give you Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, which I'm very happy with and excited for.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of new stuff.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But then there's just like so many things that you lose out on because budget, and they go, well, we're not going to spend money on that because we could just make like Pokemon. Pokemon's a good example of this. Like we could just literally repaint the last game, put it in a box, and it's going to sell millions and millions of copies. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl sold millions
Way
of copies,
too many.
and they're remakes, and they're not that great of remakes. Like they're fine. I think they're serviceable, but they're just like what? And so, like to me, that seems like a game that had budget constraints and was rushed on a deadline and didn't have like the passion poured into it as something like Breath of the Wild or I don't know, name any game in the Zelda series. You know, like that same
Wind Waker.
Well, Wind Waker did get budget cut from what the development stories all say. Like,
And it's still the second best Zelda game.
Yeah, I mean, so they poured their heart and soul into that, and like you lose out on that when it starts to get very money driven. So, what I'm trying to say here is, don't let money be the driving factor for your business. You need to make enough to be profitable, but you also don't.
I mean, as a business, money making is practically the only important thing. As long as you're not sacrificing immediate money for later revenue.
Yeah, I don't know where. I don't run a business, so I don't know. I guess Nintendo Pal sort of is a business, and we put quality over quantity. Do we put quantity?
Yeah.
Jury's out on that.
That's what we do.
Oh no, we really put a focus on the community and on what we make, and that's like we put our passion into what we do, and it's not. You know, you can't go into. You're not going to be successful making something like I mean, coming back to the Disney example, Disney didn't come in to make money off of the parks event. It was like a passion project that happened to work out.
And made them oodles of money.
I mean, but it is nothing like what it was when he started, you know? And I think in the same way, like Nintendo's start with, you know, making arcade cabinets and with the very first Mario Bros, Miyamoto didn't come in to make money. He was passionate about what he was doing and is still passionate about what he's doing. So, I don't know.
Nintendo says that Pokemon Gold and Silver is the next remake and that they already have the assets. I feel like that would be too much.
Gold
since
and Silver?
They already remade them. Hasn't been that long.
I'd be super down for Pokemon Gold and Silver Legends. Legends Lugia or Legends Ho-Oh.
If they're making them in Pokemon Legends style, heck yeah.
Yeah, all for that. Well, Mike, why don't we move to the last segment of our show? Since I got completely sidetracked here talking about business and passion and...
Yeah, we somehow started with Metroid Prime 4 banner.
we went back to the theme
changed.
park thing. So
Oh yeah, we did.
and I can talk about that. That was turned into theme park pals. I have been going to theme parks since I was a little kid. For those that don't know, like we went to Disneyland a whole bunch growing up, and so I'm big into that. I think it's a lot of fun. You haven't gone too often to the.
No, we went a few times when I was pretty young, but we haven't in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that. We also had like a local indoor water park, and then we had a theme park in the state next door to us. So we take trips there on occasion. It's fun. A Six Flags. We had a Six Flags out by where I lived. Did that a bunch.
Last one I've gone to was Wild Waves.
Was that with me? That was the last time you went to a theme park?
That might have been the last time
Yeah, that was
I
in
went
like
to
high
Wild Waves,
school.
actually.
That was like high school. That was forever ago,
Yeah,
man.
it's been a while.
Like 10 years ago.
I might have gone one more time.
Way
after
more than
that.
10 years ago, actually. Good grief, man. That would have been like
I mean,
forever ago.
12 years ago. I don't remember how old we were in high school.
How old were we?
Not necessarily how old, but I guess what time in high school we went.
This is like totally sidetracked, but what I'm trying to say is that that's the reason I keep talking about Nintendo Land, is because I'm super into theme parks, and so the fact that they're blending theme parks with Nintendo, like it's the dream for me. I've always wanted to do a Nintendo theme park, and that's why I'm like super excited about the potential that comes from like a full Nintendo theme park. Like, could you imagine if we had like a Metroid Land and we had we have Mario, we had Zelda, man. Like, I'm surprised that's not being cashed in on already. You know,
Yeah, we've heard
Pokemon.
There's like some Donkey Kong stuff. I would have thought for sure Zelda would take precedence over Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong blends nice with Mario, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why. But yeah, they could really do their own.
But who
full
cares
thing.
about Donkey Kong?
So yeah, Nintendo, if you want to, provide some monies and backing, Mike and I can start this project here, and we'll make a full. Like, you don't need Universal. Come on, we'll make a whole park. We don't need a small land. 3 rides? Nah, a whole park.
Yeah, if you give us enough money, we'll hire someone else to do it. Only keep 10%.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Perfect plan. All right, so now we'll jump into the community corner. And we have a bunch of questions in today's community corner. First off, we got one from Chris HL94. Andros, Micah, what are your top 5 Star Wars games? And there was some conversation about how I did not have the GameCube, so I missed out on some really good Star Wars games. But Chris did specify that I can be wrong with my choices. So we can both be wrong with what we pick for our top 5. I think I might have a struggle hitting 5.
I think I've only played 4. Well, besides, I played a little bit of a Lego Star Wars with a friend.
I feel like
and
Lego
I gotta
Star
tell
Wars
you,
should count.
I was not impressed.
Oh, well, okay, so it's not in the top 5.
This game is great. And I played it and I was like, this game isn't that good.
So, what would you say is in your top 5?
In no particular order, but also probably number 1. Well, I guess I'll save my probably number 1 for last.
Okay.
There's Battlefront 2, I
Battlefront
think.
2. Yeah,
I
Battlefront
didn't
2
own it.
Battlefront 2 is on my list as well. I think Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a fantastic game, and the multiplayer on it's super fun. I just remember taking control with my clone troopers, and my cousins and I would jump in. I think we were playing on my cousin's system. I don't know what system it was, and jumping into a spaceship, and then we'd go and take over the enemy starship, and then turn the turrets and shoot it ourselves. It's like destroy them from the inside. It's pretty great.
That shouldn't even be allowed.
It was something you could do. It was super fun.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we were like, we were like, we're the kamikaze rogue clone troopers that like crash their little ship into the big ship and then storm it and then take over the gun room. Not something that would be possible in the movie, but it felt cool.
Yeah.
And I think in that one you also had like heroes that you would get, right?
Yeah, so you could then become a Jedi or a Sith, I'm pretty sure, if you hit a certain amount of kills or something. I don't remember really how it worked.
I remember Darth Vader being extremely slow. Like you could only walk, but you
And
just
you just choke everyone.
absolutely destroyed everything in your path. It's just like try not to get gunned down while you're walking to them. Like, hey, come over here. Come over here. Super fun.
I guess, next, Star Wars Force Unleashed 2 as well. I think I only played the second one. It might have been the first one, though, actually.
All right. For me,
I was sure we're alternating
are we
here or
alternating
not.
here? These aren't in any particular order for me either. I'm gonna say Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer is top tier Star Wars game.
Yeah, that probably my number 2.
Okay.
But number 1, Star Wars Road Squadron.
Road Squadron? Or
Rogue.
Rogue. That came through weird. Rogue Squadron. Nice. Yeah, I've heard
I can't
great
remember like
things.
the actual legit name of that game.
I've heard great things about it. But I haven't played it myself.
Oh yeah, it's Rogue Leader, Rogue Squadron. That's why I was like, I seem to remember it not just being called Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, and then
that was a blast.
I haven't played too much modern Star Wars, so my examples from here on out are probably going to be kind of lame. I liked Shadows of the Empire on the N64. I think it's rough to go back to, but at the time, I thought it was really fun. I played through the whole campaign of that, where you play as, I don't remember his name, but like basically Han Solo 2. It's like another Han Solo, and that was a good one. It starts with like an opening with your opening on the Hoth fight scene, and that was a really fun one to play. Trip up all the AT-ATs.
Oh, yeah, that was like the best in. I believe they're actually pronounced AT-ATs, though. I'm pretty sure they say that in one like the newer movies or something. And I'm just like, excuse me?
No, that's not true. That's not true.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be so upset. Okay, well.
Yeah, because in Rogue Squadron, you'd have to like fly your plane around.
Mm-hmm.
I guess not really kind of a plane, spaceship or whatever around the lakes to trip them up. And for some reason, for the longest time, I thought you had to start it off, you had to fly between their legs and then curve around and wrap them up.
Oh, no.
But it turns out you can just take it easy and just wrap it around. And it is so much easier that way. But me and my brother would always do it the extra difficult and stylish way.
Yeah, that is stylish. I'll give you that. Oh, Ninfrendo confirming that AT-AT is the correct way to pronounce that in chat. No, please. No. Star Wars, why? That's so gross sounding. Okay, well. Yeah, and then I'm trying to think other games that I really enjoyed. I really liked Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, and I also played the complete saga. I don't know, they just did such a good job with the multiplayer co-op on that. I remember having so much fun playing that with my brother, playing like the versus fight against Darth Maul, and then you get to there's like the custom creator for your character, and that was really fun. I played a little bit of the MMO. I don't remember what it's called. Old Republic?
That's about right.
Star Wars: The Old Republic. That game was really good. It's an MMO, and I'm not super into the MMO loops, and the like style of like click
like the
and
gameplay mechanics and things.
The fight mechanic, but the story, the cutscenes, the animation, like phenomenal. I like if it had just if it wasn't an MMO and was just like a hack and slash or I don't know, like a standard RPG, I think that game would be near perfect. I remember being so excited for that game to come out, just watching the promotional videos they did for it, because they did these entire CG trailers that were just gorgeous. And it's like, yeah, put those people in charge of making a Star Wars movie or a Star Wars video game, the people that did the CG trailers. Yeah. It was very like Mass Effect like with its dialogue trees and its story.
Oh yeah.
And it was fun to just like make your own. I made a smuggler because everybody wants to be Han Solo. Yeah,
True.
you could also
Kind of the best
but
character in Star Wars.
But you could also be on the flip side. You could be a bounty hunter, which was like
Also pretty cool.
the alternate. Yeah, the character class system. Like seriously, everything about that game was perfect except for the gameplay. like I loved the class systems. I loved the different battle mechanics that you could have. Yeah. Ninfrendo in chat says Knights of the Old Republic. Sadly, I did not play Knights of the Old Republic. I missed out on that one. Did you play that one, Micah?
No. I mean, it sounds like you've actually played quite a few Star Wars games, because I'm pretty sure the only other Star Wars game I've played that isn't on my list is the Lego Star Wars, so that gets to be my number 5.
Yeah. So I think that's it for me on what I've played Star Wars wise. I think Jedi Fallen Order looked really good, but it also looked a little repetitive. So I don't know if I'd be super into it. I don't know what I want out of a Star Wars game. Like I think there's been some good ones. I think the multiplayer ones like Battlefront have been my favorite. Battlefront was definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
Out of all
that
the
one's
ones
also
I've
actually
listed.
really high. The three, like all the Star Wars games I've played are ranked pretty high.
Yeah. But then for some reason I just don't pick up other ones because they just don't look interesting.
Then I see a
to me.
Star Wars game, I'm like, I'm not getting that.
Yeah. I think they're hit and miss overall. Because I have played others, but I couldn't tell you what the title of them was, and I definitely didn't play them long enough for them to be rememberable, Yeah. I definitely played one where you started as Mace Windu, and you could throw your lightsaber. I remember that on
that sounds awesome.
on my uncle's Xbox. Yeah, but I don't remember the name of it, and it was pretty forgettable as far as a gameplay experience goes. I don't know. Like, they should just make the Old Republic, but make it a different style of gameplay. Make it like Skyrim,
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be really cool. An open world Star Wars game? Has that been done? Why hasn't that been done? Just so you can travel to the
games are hard.
Travel to different planets. Yeah, but Star Wars is Star Wars. Someone take it. Like give it to a different team to do. I don't know. The problem is EA had like exclusive rights to Star Wars for a while, and they suck. I'm not a fan of EA, honestly. Most of the games I feel like are like meh that they put out.
Yeah.
Anyways, Chris HL94, thank you so much for the question. Hopefully that answers it, and you guys aren't too disappointed in our picks. We at least had some good ones in there, I'd say. Next question comes from Monkey Thunder. Since the announcement of Nintendo Switch Sports, we all know that everyone is excited for the game. Micah more than Andros, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Super
Definitely.
excited. Do you guys play any sports in real life?
Well, so what about it? What sports do you play in real life?
It's been a while. There's a way to answer that. So, I feel like I have fallen far off the playing sports train, but we did do sport-like stuff in high school. Micah,
Mostly ultimate frisbee.
Yeah, Micah, you did track and field for the school team.
Yeah, I think 3 years. I did the track and field event that requires very little running, though. Just pole vaulting.
Just pole vaulting.
it's
I
just a
feel
little
like
sprint and then you're done.
yeah, it would be really fun to watch you do that on like stream. Let's do a pole vault stream.
No, I would actually die if I tried to pole vault right now. I tried pole vaulting like 3 months after the last time I pole vaulted, and it went very, very poorly.
I did so. We both did a lot of ultimate frisbee, and I continued that into college. And you and I both played ultimate frisbee in college. Did you play on the teams? Were you there during
No,
that?
I never like played on any
I
teams.
did play during the like recreational leagues they did for that. But have not done so much since starting my career out of college. Just lack of time, I guess. We also played a lot of Bump or Lightning, as it's called in some places.
Never heard it called Lightning.
You have. I've told you it's called Lightning.
I don't think so.
But we called it Bump. It's
I was
basketball.
ignoring you as hard as humanly possible when you tried telling me that.
Yeah, it's a basketball shootout game. If the person behind you makes it before you, you are out. And you can bump their ball out of the way with your ball, which led to many injuries.
Some good times.
Also led to some insane plays and also breaking the basketball rim.
Did we break a rim?
Yeah.
I remember we hit a light.
We would. Oh yeah, we did hit a light once.
It didn't break it. I think it just like knocked loose the cover for it.
Yeah. And we broke the little metal pieces holding up the net.
Holding the. Yeah, that sounds right.
And we broke most of them on
Did we break
a couple.
most of them?
Like the net was pretty sad, and it never got fixed in that gym we were playing in. And yeah, that was super fun. And we would play full court bump, so play from the other side and just like rocket the ball as hard as we could.
Essentially, just trying to set it up to yourself because no one's making that.
And so we did that. We did that every day in high school, every school day in high school. Did we start that freshman year?
I was trying to think. I don't know if we did. We probably did pretty early in freshman year, actually.
I feel like we did this for a long time. So yeah. So if that was a professional sport or something, then we probably would have done that, but it was not. I'm really trying to think. But then we stopped when we graduated because it was between classes in the morning, and so we that was like the regular time that we did it every day.
Yeah,
and
we
then
did it for like 15, 20 minutes, so it wasn't like that long.
Some days was longer, I think, when we didn't have like yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
After high school, we graduated. We started college. A couple years later, came back. We were in the same town, so we were like, "Hey, let's find a basketball court. We'll play some." And
oh boy, it's not as easy.
We died on the court.
Used to be.
Both of us stopped and just were like, we can't do it. Like we were so out of shape at that point that we like were panting and wheezing after like a couple rounds. Yeah, it's a form of basketball. And then Friendo's asking in chat, like, is this basketball?
But it doesn't require dribbling, and people don't really defend you. Although they kind of do with the ball, just trying to smack your shot.
Yeah, I remember those. We like shove it, and then you jump up and just like slam it out of the way.
Just like
do you remember?
It to the other
do you remember
corner.
Like our signature like underhook, and we try and throw it under the hoop as the shot's going in and knock it out? Oh man!
Oh yeah!
Good times. Good times. We're like people. This is probably really confusing to people that haven't played this sport before. But yeah, that's the game that we both played. So where are we at nowadays? I'd say I'm completely unathletic. Like I don't play any sports now.
Yeah, I actually used to play basketball once a week with my brother, but then he injured me, and I have essentially not played it since.
Okay, so but you do play pickleball. You're more athletic than I.
I do play pickleball. Probably about once a week. sometimes 2, on very rare occasions 3 times.
Yeah. I
So
I
that
need to
was pretty
get.
fun.
I was so this question was asked, and I was talking to my wife. I'm like, I need to get a sport. I need to find me a sport because I just like it's a fun way to exercise and be healthy, and I just haven't really done anything
The
like that.
only way I exercise.
Yeah, I haven't really done anything like that. So
Like if I'm playing a sport, I'm pretty willing to go all out and push myself to my limit. But if I'm just like trying to run, I don't.
since we're talking
I
about
give up so early.
since we're talking about Switch sports, we did also play quite a bit of tennis, like on
Oh yeah,
occasion in high school.
yeah.
Um,
We were never very good at any of these sports, by the way.
Ultimate Frisbee, I'd say we were good at.
Yeah, that's true.
Both of us were exceptionally good at Ultimate Frisbee.
I was kind of a loner in high school, so I got picked last when we did Ultimate Frisbee one time, and then the next day I was picked first. So that was a nice boost to my self confidence.
Yeah, the school's version of Ultimate Frisbee was not nearly as hard as how we played Ultimate Frisbee. I remember the courts being significantly smaller. We could easily throw the frisbee from one end to the other.
Yeah, you could
And
just bomb it because it was like they lined us up so we're going like short length of the football field.
yeah, and
So I don't know how wide the
we
football field
normally
is.
would play like regular length of a football field.
If not more, I mean the
Yeah,
park we were at was huge that we usually played at was pretty big.
man, good times. Next time I come and visit there because you're still living in our hometown. We'll have to like see if we can get a crew together and go out to that
Play some
field.
ultimate frisbee.
Yeah, man. Probably would both of us would die at this stage. So I do play catch with my kids. It's a lot of fun. Switch Sports Ultimate Frisbee when? Asks third strongest mole in chat. Let's
For
go.
real, that would be awesome.
That would be a really fun one. Since we're talking about Nintendo Switch Sports, do you do a lot of bowling in real life? I did a bunch in college. Our college had really cheap bowling lanes. You could go for like $2.
Yeah. I do not bowl often, but I did. I have bowled a few times cheaply out of college.
I think it's a little bit too expensive out of college. Like it's a little too pricey for me to do regularly, but I enjoy it when I do. Take my kids on
I'm
occasion.
actually not that big a fan of bowling. I feel like I'm relatively athletic-ish at sports. I generally have decent hand-eye coordination because I've also played a lot of like ping pong, and that's helped with that. But bowling is something I'm just not good at.
Well, you can't win them all, Micah.
It's,
You know.
it's one of those things where it's
Maybe I
like,
should be playing you at bowling. Why have I
it-
never tried this?
oh, for real though, why not? But it's like I feel like, ah, yes, this is going to be a good one as I release, and it's just like, boink, and just like I hit 2 pins maybe. What did I do wrong?
Yeah. So there's the long-winded answer to that question is no. Right? There's a
And also
long
kind of yes.
long story short, no, but we did. We were athletic at one point in our lives. Now that we are old men, we are not. Next question in the same line of thought from Molly over on Discord asks, while we're at it, what's your mile time? I have no idea. Probably like 20 minutes.
Slow.
Like super slow now. Maybe even longer than that.
It might be infinity depending on if I die.
I can't even remember what my mile time was in high school at like my peak.
I think my peak was either, I want to say it was like just under 7 minutes or just above. So it was like 6:45 or 7:15 or something like that was my peak.
That seems really fast.
I used to be fast.
I want to say mine was like I'm remembering 8 something. And I remember that being semi slow by comparison to everybody else. I was never a good like distance runner.
Yeah,
Mile is not
maybe
even distance, but like I was much
it's kind
better
of
at
distance.
I was much better at a sprint.
Yeah, I was like maybe it was 7:45 because I would combine the 45 from the 6:45 and the 7 from the 7:15. I was thinking. But yeah, I mean, I also in like elementary school, I was like one of the fastest people in school, sprint wise, not uh endurance.
Yeah.
And ever since
They're
then,
different.
it has been very downhill. in both regards.
I should really time this, like try this sometime, but I don't even know where I would go to do that. But yeah, thanks for the
Yeah,
question,
you
Molly.
should. You should try that.
You should too.
I
So
don't think
I
so.
think I think we're planning a future stream here.
I don't know.
Pole
I
vaulting
got
and
a
mile runs.
I got a bad ankle from that basketball incident I talked about. So don't know if I should be doing too
There's
much
nothing
running.
here saying you can't walk it.
Also, I have a kind of a bad hip, and they recommended I don't take up running. So also probably shouldn't run.
Oh man, what are you supposed to do then? Just sit?
They said swimming would be really good.
Now swimming we
It's
do a
just
lot. My kids love swimming. I am not a good swimmer, but we go a lot and just hang
yeah,
out at the kid pool.
I'm also not a particularly good swimmer. I'm pretty good at floating. I don't do the breaststroke. If I'm trying to swim fast, I do like the butterfly frog kick or whatever it's called
Yeah. Yes.
under the water. That's faster than my breaststroke. That is not
Did you
very
ever
fast.
play? This is like totally has nothing to do with with Nintendo or anything. But did you ever play water polo? Water polo? Is that
Yeah, I mean, I played a
right
few
game?
times. We didn't really play it that much.
See, my problem is I really struggle with underwater. Like I like really sensitive ears, so
Oh, you can't go deep.
going deep underwater, my ears just don't work for it. Like I'll get water in the ear easily. I've tried earplugs, tried everything, and it just doesn't work. So I can't go very deep at all. And
Do you
I
remember
can't
how
do like
deep the?
turnarounds on the walls to like turn around and do
Oh yeah.
fast on a lap. No, that'll fill my ears with water. I don't know what the deal is, but it's just not good.
Do you
And
remember how deep the YMCA pool got? It was like 11 or something.
I don't know. I remember.
That's the deepest I've ever been. Said
Uh,
scuba diving once, I guess. I forgot about.
yeah, I just remember the pressure being horrible, and then to like they do like swim tests, and you'd have to go like dive deep for things and collect them and bring them up, and I couldn't do those.
Yeah,
Like
my brother's kind of the same. He has pretty sensitive ears when it comes to swimming.
yeah,
I've never really gone super deep, but it generally hasn't bothered me. So
lucky ducks. Thanks so much for the question, Molly, and Monkey Thunder in the same vein. Next question here, though, I think will be a fun one to answer. From Dan, our buddy over at Retro Logic. Check out that podcast if you haven't already, the Retro Logic podcast. They cover retro games. Awesome stuff. But he asked us a question. He says, what dead Nintendo series will they revive next? Custom Robo? Chibi Robo? I like how he picked two games with Robo in
the
the
Robo,
title.
yeah, I was trying to think of a third game with Robo. Robo Recall?
Robo Recall? That's not that's not a Nintendo IP.
No, or
That's a good
yeah,
VR game though.
actually a really good VR game. That
Uh,
game's actually so
I
fun.
mean, I feel like it's cheap to take the answer, but Custom Robo would be fantastic to see get a revival. I loved that game. Did you play Custom Robo?
I have not. I was actually thinking that Chibi Robo would be a really good answer as well.
Do you have Chibi?
So
No, you haven't
wow,
played Chibi Robo, have you?
great minds think kind of alike and stealing other people's answers.
Yeah. Well, I think we should give an answer that is not in the question as well. There's a lot of IP to pull from, but like, what dead Nintendo series will they revive next? Does Star
Uh,
Fox count?
I was gonna say, do Star Fox and Donkey Kong count?
Because if so, those are the next ones to get
Those
revived.
are yeah, those are the two I was thinking, but I don't know if I'd quite say they're dead.
I mean, Star Fox did get a Wii U game. So did
So
Donkey
did
Kong.
Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong got like two
So
Wii U games, I think.
let's talk like games that were
Maybe.
not on the Wii U or on 3DS, I guess. Like we're missing a generation, right?
Well, there's always F-Zero, but I don't think that's ever happening. Never again.
Um, man, like Nintendo specific. Oh, God, I should have given this more thought. Maybe we'll get
I feel like they've already.
Photo Dojo can get a revival. That'd be cool.
Does it count as a revival if there's only been one game?
I don't know.
I don't know if it like I don't know the rules of this. And was there a Wii U Punch Out? I don't remember
Oh,
there being one.
Mother.
Oh, well, that's not happening. You actually think they're gonna make another Mother game?
Oh, Ninfrendo gives an even better answer. In chat, he says Kid Icarus. That's what I want. That's my final answer. Kid Icarus
That was
sequel.
on the 3DS. Breaking your own rules.
I am bringing my own rules.
It was kind
But
of like
it's been like
a revival attempt.
it was a revival attempt that failed apparently.
Yeah.
Sakurai is just too busy over on the Smash Bros. Give it to somebody else, man. Or just port that game. I don't know. That's a good one. But I think
what IPs do they have like
well,
Nintendo first party that are actually dead?
Why are we not getting any new? Why is Mother not continuing as a series? It's got a cult following to the point that and it's in every Smash Bros. Game. I feel like interest in it is high enough that if they made Mother 4, it would sell crazy well. I think.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually a widespread audience or if it's just kind of a cult following where they're just very opinionated.
Third Strongest Mole says Itoy has said he's done, so it wouldn't be the same. Yeah, I know the creators like 3 is where it's ended, but is it really?
I'm gonna cheat a little bit, I guess. I'm gonna say Metroid Prime will be revived in the relatively near future.
I think so.
That
If
was not on
Metroid
Wii U.
Dread's sales are any indicator, I think we're gonna see a revival for Metroid Prime.
Any day we might actually hear some news about a Metroid Prime 4 game coming out.
Any day. Like Metroid Dread is on track to become the best-selling Metroid game, but I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to blow that out of the water, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure at this point Metroid Dread probably is already the best-selling.
Yeah. It's just because Metroid Prime 4 is going to appeal to a younger crowd. That's really what it's about. It's a 3D shooter, and that's lacking on the Nintendo Switch, honestly. Like first-person shooters are not really there. And so to have that genre, and I mean, Metroid Prime's not a first-person shooter. I mean, it is, but it's like more of a puzzle game. It's such a unique thing that I don't, and the first one is the best-selling game in Metroid series, besides Metroid Dread now. So I feel like Metroid Prime 4 is on the Switch, it's gonna sell really well. How many? How well? Because Metroid seems to just struggle. Even Metroid Dread didn't do as high numbers as I was thinking. It was high numbers, but it wasn't as high as I.
But it's like 3% attachment rate.
Especially how much hype it got. Like it was so talked up.
And it was like the Amazon bestseller for a little bit, I think, in like video games.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to do well. I think those are good answers though. Yeah, I know it wouldn't be the same, but I think that Earthbound, the Mother series needs.
If I'm gonna wish upon a star, Ice Climber.
You know, I'm really surprised you haven't brought up Golden Sun.
That one's not dead. It's coming back. Plus, it was on the 3D, not 3DS.
It's coming back. When? Wait, whoa, what?
Oh, it's happening at some point in time. It's not dead.
Wait, no, it's not. There has been nothing announced for that.
All you have to do is believe.
I mean, they really can just pull anything now. I mean, we got the Famicom Detective Clubs.
I mean,
remastered.
I might have actually said Mario Strikers if asked this question about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah. So nothing is off limits. I would love all of these series to come back. I would love Custom Robo. I'd love a new Chibi Robo. I would love a new Kid Icarus. I'd love a new Mother game. Or just Mother 3.
Have you played any Mother games?
No, but I would love it.
I mean, there's no reason to not enjoy a new one coming out, I guess. But I just wondering if you were one of those cult following fans.
No, I like the characters and the idea. I'm gonna play Earthbound on the NSO. I just haven't had a chance to yet since it just dropped and
pretty fun.
Been busy. Oh, you've been playing it? You didn't mention it in what you're playing.
No, I played it back in the day. I got it on
Oh,
it might have been the Wii
oh, that's
Virtual
right. That's right.
Console. I don't
Advance
know.
Wars is coming back. It's another one. It's getting a reboot revival. So there you go. Like anything is possible.
I mean, and you probably would have said Wii Sports
I
if
would
asked this
have. I
question a
would
couple
have
weeks ago.
like 2 weeks ago. I would have said Wii Sports, and here we
We
are.
would have seemed so psychic if we got this question 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, man. I I just think that I think Nintendo's doing a great job right now. They're really giving everybody what they want. I mean, the library is so near perfect, and what's announced and what's coming, it's just getting better and better. And we're like apparently just over halfway through the life cycle. I just feel like the library that the Switch has is just guaranteed to be
Real
the
good.
best out of any Nintendo system, for first party at least.
Yeah, it might even surpass the good old GameCube for me.
Yeah, I mean, you can thinking of my favorite consoles and how many like top tier games on those that are first party Nintendo. Uh, like the Switch blows all those numbers away, easy. So
Same for me, except GameCube makes it kind of close. I'm just trying
I
to
mean,
rub it at any
but
possible
how
time,
many but
did
how
not have a
many
GameCube.
but how many
Um,
GameCube games can you think of first party wise? Wind
I
Waker,
just leave off
Luigi's
Smash Bros.
Luigi's
Essentially.
Mansion, Smash Bros. I mean, it's not gonna leave off Smash Bros.
Wait, which did you say? Sunshine,
I did say
Thousand
Sunshine.
Year Door,
Oh man, we should. Okay, wait. Okay,
Star
say
Fox Adventures. I actually love that game. That game was so fun.
Star Fox Adventures. Wasn't there another Star Fox game as well?
There was Star Fox Assault. I wouldn't quite put that as high tier. I'm
Okay,
trying to just choose like
Star
the
Fox
best
Adventures
names. Oh, Pikmin 2.
and one.
Oh, and 1. Yeah, I actually have not played Pikmin 1. I only played Pikmin 2. I mean, I know there's some I'm
Mario
missing.
Kart, Mario Kart Double Dash.
Oh, Mario Kart Double Dash. Yeah, I don't know why. I really enjoyed the mechanic of the
Yeah,
two people on one cart. Although
that's a good.
I feel
That's a
like it's
good Mario Kart game.
kind of boring-ish because like one person just drives. It's like you're playing Mario Kart, but you're not playing all of Mario Kart. But for some reason, it made it more fun to me. I was always the guy in the back that would try and time my shots.
Yeah, so I'm looking at that. So that's like
And
nine,
punching.
and we can like round it up to 10 because some of those like Pikmin 1 and 2. So like 10, but I feel like I can name 10 top tier first party Nintendo games on the Switch easily and more.
Well, then do it.
Let's do it. Okay, Mario Odyssey.
I mean, just follow the same. Yeah, Mario Odyssey, like Smash Bros, Breath of the Wild, New
Breath of
Zelda.
the Wild.
I mean, Odyssey was like the Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, they
3.
do have Luigi's Mansion
They-
3, which
they're all the
people love.
same games, kind of. It's like in the
Mario
same
Kart
series.
8 Deluxe.
I mean, I don't know if I quite.
You're not gonna count.
I
You're
don't
not gonna count
technically
Wii U
have it.
ports. That might be a problem.
I mean, you could kind of say a Wind Waker HD,
No, that's
but
on
I'm not
Wii U.
counting that.
That's on Wii U.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's
Solid
not.
Switch. Don't crush my dreams. Um. Okay, so they were there. Splatoon 2.
That's Wii U.
No, Splatoon 2 is Switch. Splatoon 1 is
Is
Wii U.
Splatoon?
Yeah.
Wow, am I really mixing this up so bad? Huh.
Yeah.
I guess I just haven't picked up Splatoon 2, so I don't know if I can quite put it top tier.
I mean, I feel like it's generally received as top tier. I was gonna put Xenoblade 2 up here, even though I haven't played it. Xenoblade 2.
Nah, you have to be putting your own personal favorite games.
No, I was going with just top tier in general.
No, that's not how it works. All those games in the first one are all top tier to me. And
all right.
that's all that
wait,
really matters. I don't care if other people think these games are top tier. I do.
Okay, so if we're going personal top tier list, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey,
Sean
Smash,
Connery edition.
Bosh, messing me up bad. Smash Bros.
Bosh.
Smash Bros. Mario Kart, My goodness, I'm like drawing a
Like,
blank
I don't
here.
know if I'd quite put. I mean, I could kind of put Origami King up there. I
Yeah,
would
I'll
say
put I'll
it
put
might
Paper
not quite be
Mario.
as top tier as Thousand Year Door,
Yeah, Paper
but
Mario.
some parts of Origami King were better than Thousand Year Door.
I'm gonna put Clubhouse 51 Games up here, man, because I think that's a top
That's
tier.
not Nintendo,
It is.
is it?
This first party. Believe
Is
so.
the 51 Games first party Nintendo?
It's published by Nintendo at least. Which, if you're not counting what's developed by Nintendo, then I think you're gonna have to remove some stuff from your GameCube list. Because technically, like, nothing is actually developed first party by Nintendo except for Mario and Zelda.
Yeah, but
I think even
they
Luigi's
dip,
Mansion wasn't internal. Well,
they
the
dipped
new
their
one.
hands in. I feel
Yeah.
like Clubhouse 51 Games. I feel like Nintendo didn't really have anything to do with that. That's how it just comes across to me. But who knows? Maybe they did.
Pokemon Legends.
Yeah, yeah. I'll accept that.
I feel like there are a bunch that I am completely just blanking on and on the spot. It's like, what else have I played? And I don't have my like. I could see my
WarioWare.
game
Would you
shelf.
put that?
Oh yes, I would. WarioWare is really good, man. WarioWare. I'm not cheating here.
I hear you typing.
Animal Crossing. Good grief! How could I forget
Oh,
Animal
yeah.
Crossing?
I guess I gotta.
Metroid Dread. What am I? What? We were just
Dread. Yeah,
talking
for
about
sure. That's
Metroid
on
Dread.
there.
And then you don't want to count ports, so then I would say both Mario parties. I'll just put that in as one.
I'll leave those off mine, as well as WarioWare.
I mean, I've already hit 10 at that point. But yeah, then if you're counting like all these other things, I would put.
I mean,
Mario...
if you're counting Mario parties, you should probably count Mario Party 4 through 7.
Yeah, on the GameCube, on the GameCube for sure. But what I'm saying is, like, it just seems like it's easy. Like, I'm like, if I just Google it, all these things come up. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, all of these are top tier. Animal Crossing, Mario Party Superstars, Pokemon Legends, Metroid Dread, Super Mario Odyssey, Smash Bros, Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, Luigi's Mansion 3, Breath of the Wild.
A couple of those are ports.
I mean, but
I mean, a lot of my favorite games from the GameCube are now also on the Switch, like Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild is.
But I mean, you do raise a good point here, and something I haven't really thought about before is how many series started on the GameCube. You know, like Luigi's Mansion started there, Pikmin started there. Paper Mario didn't start there. That was a sequel.
Oh yeah. But it's
Paper Mario
it was better. So
Paper Mario ended there. Is what we could
probably,
really say. Oh man,
they realized they made the perfect Paper Mario and decided they had to make it different.
But I think what we're getting at here, like, even you are starting to come to the conclusion that the Switch's library is outclassing every other system, including your favorite system. I long ago came to that conclusion.
Very similar. I mean, they got Metroid Prime 1 and 2 on GameCube. Once Prime 4 hits, that's another thing.
Game over. Game over, GameCube. Move over. There's a new console in town, finally, for Micah. Oh, well, Micah, this has been a fantastic episode of Nintendo Pals Podcast. So let's wrap things up here. Do you want to give the outro or the closing remark, Micah? I'll give you the option today.
Or do you want to give the outro and closing remark?
No, not and. There was an or.
There was an or. Yeah, but
so
my question had an and.
Do you want to give the outro or the closing remark?
Or do you want to do both?
I don't want to do both. I want to include you because you're one of the Nintendo pals.
I suppose I can leave a closing remark. I can smash on some Ocarina of Time or something.
Yeah, easy for Micah to do. Well, I want to first off give a huge thanks and shout out to everybody who was here in chat with us for the live recording of this episode. If you want to check out the live streamed episodes of Nintendo Pals Podcast, you can hit us up every Friday on twitch.tv/Nintendo_Pals. And we stream Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday every week, and with some bonus streams in the mix as well. We don't have a sponsor here yet, but we do have merch. So if you want to help support the show, we don't actually earn a whole lot of money from the merch, but it's a fun way to rep your Nintendo Paldom. So check out our merch store. Links to that are in the description of the podcast. And if you want to follow us on social media and show support for the show through your follows and likes and all that stuff, you can follow us on Twitch. We're on Discord. We are on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And links to all of that are in the description of the show. And then just a reminder, leave us a 5-star review. Those really help us out as we are continually trying to grow and become the number 1 podcast for Nintendo. That is right. And we're cruising up there. Like I said, we showed up number 4. And with those continued 5-star reviews, and as we work and just continue to grow, I am sure that we will hit that top spot soon. I think. I'm sure. I'm positive.
Yeah. Positive thinking, yo.
Hopefully it's before Metroid Prime 4 comes out.
So we can get it for free?
Well, so that
so all
we can
of
get a
our
review.
wildest dreams can come true.
If we get a review copy of Metroid Prime 4, I think Micah will just be like, that's it. I've reached
Time to retire.
All of my life goals. Oh, man. What a good time we've had here tonight. And, so with that, I'll turn it over to Micah for a closing remark.
GameCube is still the MVP, but maybe not for long.
We'll talk to y'all next week.